So we know America's pastime, right? Baseball. The game has been played since the 1840s and is considered the sport that defines America most. There's both Major League Baseball, which is a professional league with 30 teams, and there's Minor League Baseball, which has 6 different talent levels with 20 leagues and 200 teams. And while Major League Baseball is the larger and, of course, more competitive grouping, the talent gets sourced and developed in the minor league. And Major League Baseball sets revenue records of $10.8 billion last year. But away from the top leagues, sports clubs and franchises can often struggle to make ends meet. And that was the issue for a minor league baseball team in the U.S. state of Georgia. But not anymore. Dan Williams has this.
At first glance, this looks like any normal baseball team, but the reality is anything but. This is the Savannah Bananas, and this is Banana Ball.
Most baseball games are too long, too slow, too boring. So we said, what if we got rid of all the boring parts of a baseball game and created our own rules? And that's where Banana Ball was born.
The showcase begins with a parade as the players are followed into the ground by the fans. This match sees the Savannah Bananas take on the party animals. The players dance, there are trick plays, there's even a player on stilts. And it's much quicker. In contrast to regular baseball games, each game has a 2-hour limit. Jesse Cole is the founder of Banana Ball and the ringmaster of the whole spectacle.
It was a lot of failure at first. We only sold a handful of tickets in our first few months. We had to end up selling our house, empty out our savings account. We were sleeping on an airbed.
Banana Ball has been compared to basketball's Harlem Globetrotters. Each week, Cole challenges his team to innovate.
The OTT meeting we have every week, and it's over-the-top ideas. Whether that's crazy hitting entrances, we've seen guys come up with their bats on fire.
The players still want to perform as athletes, but they also appear to have bought into the vision.
You're on your toes all game. You're on your toes. One thing here, then another thing here, then another thing there, then whoa, whoa, whoa. You never know what you're going to see. It's amazing.
Business is booming. Every home game for the season is sold out with a wait list of 600,000. At first, Savannah competed in the minor league, but decided to opt out in order to create its own rules. Included in the $25 ticket price, unlimited soda, hot dogs, burgers, popcorn and dessert. The rise of the Savannah Bananas from a debt-swollen idea to a thriving, successful business model is the stuff of fairy tales. And there are potential lessons for sports clubs, leagues and franchises around the world.
I think so many sports teams, they try to get all their money from TV rights, corporate sponsors, revenue share, all that. Our business model is simply, if we provide a great experience for the fans, they reward us by buying tickets and buying merchandise. Every decision, we ask ourselves one question. Is it fans first?
Cole cites Walt Disney as an inspiration. One of Walt's famous sayings is, if you can dream it, you can do it. Never has that adventurous spirit felt more alive. Dan Williams, CGTN, Savannah, Georgia.
For a closer look at how the Savannah Bananas are changing the game of baseball, or even sports for that matter, Mike Bako, sports editor for thedailynational.com. Good to see you and welcome. I'm just curious, how much do you know about this, and have you watched one of their games yet?
We've been watching from afar. I have a 6-year-old who's just getting into baseball now, and so while we do take him to Citi Field and Mets games, just having him see some of the clips of what they're doing in some of these Savannah Banana games has really just ignited his idea of what fun can be when it comes to baseball, when it comes to basketball, when it comes to just enjoying sports. And that's actually how they got popular to a certain degree, is these short, zany clips that people have been posting to TikTok and to Instagram, and that Jesse Cole, the owner, found a way to popularize by showing fans just what is going on at these games. And it's obviously exploded since then.
A lot of people, as you heard in that last segment, compare this to the Harlem Globetrotters, which is basically a group of basketball fanatics that have fun making dunks and doing trick plays. And for those who love sports, that is a lot of fun. But let's be honest, this is not the competitive sports that we're all accustomed to when you go to Citi Field and watch the Yankees or the Mets. So it's very different. It's similar because the game is the same, but the actual motive, this is pure entertainment.
Absolutely. And that's what they've set out to do. They played a traditional mold of baseball for about 6 years in this college league, wood bat league for about 6 years. And then they decided to go to this model and it's completely taken off. They're not making fun of baseball. They're not saying, yes, they're saying that the game needs to move faster, that it needs to be taken less seriously. Some of those things that Major League Baseball has actually enacted this year, like the pitch clock and keeping their game shorter. So that's one of those advantages that the Bananas games don't necessarily have over the Major League games from a time perspective, but it's all about just getting out there and having fun. One of the stories that we were covering, Johnny Damon, former Major League World Series champion and all-star player, Nick Swisher, also a teammate with the New York Yankees, they actually went and played a couple of games with the Bananas and they loved it. They got in on the gimmicks. They got in on the funky walk-up music. And afterwards, they were talking about just how much fun it was. And it reminded them of why they started playing baseball in the first place.
I mean, everyone's a winner, it seems like, because if you like entertainment and maybe you're not into the whole details of sports and the competitive nature of it, you can enjoy the game. It's great. You don't have to get immersed in all the rules. It's just slightly shortened. But my question is, you know, some have complained that Major League Baseball, there are a lot of smaller market teams that have seen a drop in attendance. And one of the complaints is the games are too long. It's not entertaining enough, and maybe it's dated for more our generation rather than our kids' generations, where it's the YouTube, TikTok generation where they want everything in 20 seconds. Can they learn something from this, and can they incorporate some of the stuff that has made, say, Savannah Bananas so successful, but not hurt the integrity of the game?
That's really where Major League Baseball kind of has to toe this line between speeding up the game for younger fans, or even for fans like me. There are times when you're watching baseball games during the playoffs, during late in the season, you can't sit there for 3 hours and 45 minutes. So much action just in players not doing anything. Once they enacted this pitch clock, Major League Baseball games dropped 37 minutes, not in action because they're still playing 9 innings, 3 outs per inning for both sides, just in dead time. So whether they looked at the Savannah Bananas and saw this or not, what they are trying to do is bring the excitement back to the game. Shorter games, pitch clock, bigger bases so players can steal, not having the shift. So we're not going to see entire teams dancing a player up to the batter's box. We're not going to see, you know, what they call one-on-one extra inning breaking the tie, outs when a fan catches a foul ball. So some of those things are just pure fun, pure complete fun. But when it comes to bringing excitement back to the game, that's what Major League Baseball has learned, whether it's from them or not, they're enacting.
You know what's interesting is, so I grew up watching sort of the Harlem Globetrotters, and I always wondered if it was so successful. And I did watch them play in person one time. How come we've never seen any other copycat models of that, at least in the basketball arena? And so fast forward to where we are with the baseball stuff, you know, could there be another Savannah Bananas, say, on the West Coast or the North or the South? Because our story prior to this was that many minor league teams suffer from the money issue. And if this is a proven business model now that they can sell more merchandise and ticket sales by just forget about the league part and just go have fun, might other teams follow in that footstep?
You would imagine that they would. And one of the things that is probably enticing to a lot of players that may flame out for minor league baseball or college baseball that are not going to make it to the pros is that they still have the skill level. Here's the thing. They're still playing baseball. The Savannah Bananas are playing legit baseball, even though there are hijinks that are involved. So if there was to be a team in Los Angeles or San Diego or Portland, down in Austin, wherever it may be, there's plenty of players that want to continue playing, that have a love of the game. And even from the standpoint of the Harlem Globetrotters, that was a very specific skill set of dunking, making half-court shots, spinning 2 balls at one time. We've all seen those games. You know, you probably watched when Meadowlark Lemon was out there. But you know, from the standpoint of this type of baseball, there are plenty of players and plenty of appetite and audience for people that want to see it.
Well, Mike, in case you get, you know, you want to break from your current job, you are now officially the next Little League coach of, I guess, the next Savannah Bananas.
The Savannah Bananas. When my son watches this, I think he may have other ideas. when we go for the traditional route, he may have some questions about what's going on.
I look forward to that. It's very impressive. They're sold out for all the home games. I don't know many people that can say that. Mike, thank you.